Have you ever found yourself agreeing to something you don't want to do, then spending days dreading it? Or crafting crazy explanations for why you can't attend an event when the truth is simply that you don't want to? If so, you are not alone. I've been there more times than I can count. Now, as the face of Cara Fitness and the Midlife Mayhem Club, I'm often seen as the woman of all the answers, the one who helps others prioritize their well-being and set healthy boundaries. Now, here's my confession. I have struggled with myself doing the boundary setting thing for most of my life because I am a recovering people pleaser. For years, no felt like a swear word. Something inside of me believed that my worth was tied to how helpful I could be, how available, how willing to just drop everything when someone needed me. I'd say yes when I really wanted to say no, and then I'd resent myself and sometimes others for it later. I could easily tell one of you ladies, you need to prioritize your recovery time. Well, at the same time, I'm booking myself left, right, and center to do all these different things and trying to juggle all the balls because I just didn't want to disappoint anyone. I could advise women in the Facebook community about the importance of boundaries, while my own were literally paper thin. Now, the irony, it wasn't lost on me. I was excellent at giving out advice that I struggled to follow myself. Now, midlife is a bit of a wake-up call. Something shifts in midlife. Perhaps it's the realization that our time and energy are finite resources. Perhaps it's the hormonal changes that make us less tolerant of nonsense. Whatever the cause, many women find themselves at a crossroads. They can continue people pleasing at the expense of their own well-being, or learn to say no without the side of guilt. Now, for me, the wake-up call came when I found myself, I was exhausted, overwhelmed, and a little bit resentful. I was saying yes to everything and everyone except for myself. The business was thriving, our community was growing, but I was running on empty. Something had to change. Now, learning that no, oh my gosh, learning that no is a complete sentence is one of the hardest lessons I have had to learn, and I'm still learning. No, it doesn't require any justification. It doesn't need to be softened with excuses or wrapped up in apologies. When someone would ask me to add an extra, workout to the app, or to take care of a new project, or to, whatever it is, I would just be like, yes, of course. Followed by a frantic, reshuffling of my calendar. If I did manage a no, it would come with this huge explanation of, I'm so sorry, but I can't make it, or I can't do it because I've got to take my dog to the vet, and then I need to sort my car out, it's got to go in for a service, and then I promised that I would go and water my neighbour's plants, and I haven't sorted out dinner for this evening, and it'd be like the excuses would just keep coming and coming and coming. Now, does that sound familiar? Here is what I am practicing now. I'm not able to commit to that. Full stop. No lengthy explanation needed. It's really hard. The first few times felt really uncomfortable, like I was breaking some unwritten rule of politeness. I don't know, is it a UK thing or is it just a woman thing? I don't know. But I've discovered that most people simply accept it and they just move on. The world does not end. Friendships don't break down. Businesses don't collapse. There are people who get upset about your boundaries. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I had the most profound realization in my boundary setting journey that it has to be the people who do get most upset about your boundaries are usually the ones who are benefiting from you not having any. I had moments where saying no, it would result in guilt trips, passive aggressive comments, or even a bit of anger from others. Now, in the past, these reactions, they would have sent me over the edge. They would have made me spiral into despair. And I would be like back to my people-pleasing ways. Now I recognize it is a bit of a red flag, signs that those relationships might not be as healthy as I thought they were or reciprocal as I thought they were. This isn't to say that everyone who feels disappointed by your no is trying to manipulate you. Sometimes people are simply just not used to you saying no, and they're used to getting an automatic yes, and they just need a little bit of time to adjust. But there is a difference between momentary disappointment and deliberate boundary pushing. So we need some practical steps. I'm going to give them to you right now. So things that I've been doing that you can do too to help you set some boundaries. It's about creating space for what truly actually matters. Now, here's some things that have helped me in my ongoing journey as a recovering people pleaser. So number one, the 24-hour rule. When asked to commit to something, I now say, let me check my calendar and I will get back to you. It kind of gives you time to check in with yourself about whether you genuinely want to say yes or not. Don't just automatically say yes. It's hard, but you can do it. Number two, priority check. Why can't I say my words sometimes? Anyway, before saying yes, I ask myself, if I say yes to this, what am I actually saying no to? Often saying yes to others means saying no to perhaps rest, self-care, time with loved ones. So have a think about your priorities. Number three, the rehearsal. And I actually practice saying no out loud. It really sounds silly, but it kind of helps build the muscle memory for the moments when it actually matters. Number four, self-compassion. Practice this when guilt creeps in, and it still does for me. I remind myself that setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary for sustainability and authenticity. Okay, so there are some unexpected boundary setting benefits. So as I've got better at this, I've got better at saying no, though it is still a work in progress, I've noticed some really nice benefits to this. I've got more energy for what truly matters to me. It's like my health, my business vision, and my closest relationships. I've got greater authenticity with all my interactions. So there's no more resentment is kind of bubbling underneath that smile. Deeper respect for others who see that I value my time and my energy. So I've got more respect for those who can see that. More meaningful yeses then come about. When I do say yes, it's wholehearted and it's genuine. People will then, they just actually can see that you actually are genuine with this. And perhaps most importantly, I found that modeling healthy boundaries, it then has a ripple effect. It can have a ripple effect with yourself, within our community, with the Midlife Mayhem Club, in the Facebook groups. When it's seen that I'm prioritizing my well-being, it kind of gives you permission to do the same as well. Because the thing is, you deserve to be guilt-free. Now, if there's one message I want to leave you, it's this, that you deserve to set boundaries without guilt. You deserve to prioritize your well-being without apology. You deserve to say no simply because you want to. It isn't selfish, it's essential. Especially in midlife, when our bodies and spirits are calling us to a new level of self-awareness and self-care. Remember that every time you honor your boundaries, you're teaching others how to treat you. You're showing the world and yourself that your needs matter. I'm still learning this lesson every day. Some days I succeed, other days I kind of fall back into my old patterns, but I'm committed to the practice and I invite you to join me. So let's make midlife the time when we finally put ourselves on our own priority list, not at the expense of others, but alongside them. Because when we care for ourselves with the same dedication we show to everyone else, we don't end up with less to give. We end up with more. What boundary are you going to set today? I want you to share it in the comments, and let's support each other as we always do in saying no, so we can say a more enthusiastic yes to when it truly matters.